Sennheiser just released the 8018 or 8018, and today we're going to take it around New York City to see how it sounds. Typically a shotgun mic is just one mono track, which we duplicate so you hear it on both sides of your ears, but this microphone has multiple modes and it's able to record a stereo track, so it's going to have a different track for each ear. And hopefully it's going to create a more immersive experience. So I'm excited to find out. We're going to test it out. Let's cover the setup. The Sony FX3 with a 28-70 f2 lens. We have a DAD timecode going into the FX3, and then separately we're recording audio files, which is WAV or WAV files for audio, into a MixPre-6 II. And this microphone has one cable with a splitter that goes into the first and second auxiliary ports of the MixPre-6 II. And we'll have the audio files linked in the description for at least 1 year so you can listen to this. And the optimal listening experience is to listen with speakers, stereo speakers, or headphones. And it is a little bit windy today, so it won't be the best. We do have a cat covering thing on it, but not a full-on blimp. So just note that this is going to be good, but not amazing. Yeah, we'll have a small dead cat, just not a blimp. You want to be using a blimp, and typically that just would be better. This mic has 3 modes. It's a 4-in-1 mic. So it supports a mid, side, and then it supports XY and wide XY stereo recording modes. And it also has a low cut filter and a -10 dB pad. So we'll show on the screen when we're using those different settings. Today it's a beautiful day. We are here on the High Line, and you should be able to get like a feeling of some of the environment, the AC, the birds, people talking, people walking by. But then my voice and whatever this microphone is pointing at should be the strongest. So this is kind of like multiple microphones in one, and the audio should sound really, really interesting.
Excuse me, you know how to get the Times Square?
Just want to head in that direction. Go ahead until you reach the diagonal street, and then one of those directions, there's bright lights.
Are you from here?
Yeah,
Where from?
New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Can you navigate me to Times Square?
First impressions, the audio is insane. It just feels real. Like when I put the headphones on and I was listening in the Highland, I can hear people's footsteps, especially if they're wearing like high heels or any kind of physical hard shoe surface. You can hear the boom, 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 boom. And then whenever I pointed at something, like I pointed at a truck, you could hear the truck. I pointed at my mouth, you could hear my voice really well. And then there's like a base layer of the surroundings, the immersive experience. It felt like I was there. Like I could hear birds chirping. I could hear people's suitcases rolling on the floor, the concrete. It felt like real, like it felt like I was there. Whereas most microphones, it's just like picking up one thing and it just kind of feels like, all right, it's flat, it's there. But this feels like real. I don't know what it is. I actually really liked it. My face is lighting up because I was like, this is really interesting. You can set up a tripod somewhere and just get a video shot and then get the audio experience as well. And I was wearing headphones. I don't know what it would sound on a speaker or a TV, but from a headphone experience, it felt like I was there. Okay, so on that previous shot, we did switch to the XY-W mode, which is XY wide. And now we're going down the escalator in New York City in Hudson Yards. And I forget sometimes that I'm listening to things around me, but I can hear the escalator going shh, the clickety-clackety of the turnstiles, like people walking, a little bit of chatter that are happening in the surroundings as like people come and pass you. So there's a lot of different background noises happening. But from a physical hardware standpoint, what I thought, it looks like the other Sennheiser we have, the MKH 416, I think it is. That's the one we use in the studio. So physically it looks like that, but there's like 3 switches on it. There's the low cut filter switch and one more switch. It's kind of gray, it's a little lighter, whereas the other one's all much darker. But it looks like a typical shotgun mic. You wouldn't tell that it's different, but so far the sounds have been surprising me and giving me awe. say now? So now we're on the subway, we're headed to Times Square, and right now you can hear the subway moving. It's like a stopping and going. You might hear the doors are closing and opening now. The opening and closing sounds, but those are the environmental sounds. Sometimes there'll be music playing, and then as the subway speeds up, you're going to start to hear tracks being louder, and I wonder if it's picking that up as well, but I don't know, we're going to see. I don't tune into these sounds, but now with this microphone, it's reminding me to tune into my surroundings. The biggest use cases I would say is like, let's say we're doing an event and I need to pick up good audio. You can hear what I'm saying, but you also want to feel like you're in that environment, whether it's at the beach, outside, some kind of fitness event, and you want to hear the weights dropping or little side conversations happening. I think that's where it's valuable. You want to feel like you're there. This adds that audio element. Because I know some people will do like a lav mic and then that gets their voice, but then they'll use a secondary mic to get the environment, and then they'll try to merge the two. Whereas this will just do both of them in the same thing. In terms of like the setup process, recording, syncing, it might be a little bit more work, but we're going to find that out as we test and do some post-production with it. So far, it's really cool to make you feel like you're there, make you feel like it's immersive.
This is a Queensbound 7 local train. The next stop is 5th Avenue.
I guess a big use case would be I would love to do videos where you just set up a tripod somewhere, or even just like follow me for 2 hours. I don't say anything, I don't do anything. ASMR videos of like feeling like you're in the city. That's what I think this would be really valuable for. That's a secondary value add, just getting those environmental sounds. Now we're going to be walking through Times Square so you can get a feel for what the audio sounds like. We'll set up the tripod. You can get a feel for the environmental sounds, what it looks like when I'm talking to it. There's a little windy. There's going to be cars driving by, people making sounds, music playing, construction. There's going to be a plethora of environmental sounds so you really get that full experience. And let's stop right here. Okay, and then now there'll be taxis and all that fun stuff. So let's go check it out. This is just XYW. Walking around Times Square audio. I'm currently talking directly into the microphone, but there's going to be alarms, cars driving around, and things like that that will give you environmental sounds, people, music playing, things like that. And Zach almost just ran into somebody, but that's okay. But this is the audio. Now we're going to point it at the cars. See, like you can hear conversations around me, and if I point it at the car, it gets louder. You can hear the engine of the car. That's a massive 18-wheeler that I just pointed at. Watch, I'll point it at again. I'm not going to point it at it. We're going to count 3 seconds. So the first 3 seconds were pointed at my mouth still. The last 3 seconds were pointed at the 18-wheeler, the Mack, the big silver truck.
Put your heart's in the right place.
Seattle Sound.
Seattle Sounders. There you go. We're going to the West Coast.
And Miami.
Yeah, we're messy.
I forgot.
Inter Miami.
Inter Miami.
There you go. I'm looking for one more. Hit me with it. For 2 free tickets to the
I'm going with my team.
World Cup.
I'm going with my team.
Bayern Munich. Bang. That's 5. Oh, you're gonna keep going. There's 2 tickets, FIFA Club World Cup, June and July this summer, playing MetLife all around America. Clubs from 6 different continents, and you got 2 free tickets right here. 6:38, baby. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's go. See you there. That was awesome. Bang. I'm sweating so much. Spitzen. Of course, man. Of course. Enjoy.
Congratulations! Can't wait for you guys to come out.
That would be awesome.
I don't know if I notice a difference. It feels the same. Maybe it's not as immersive, but like right now my voice just sounds louder, it sounds more pronounced, and the environmental sounds are a bit quieter. It doesn't feel like it's got as much of an immersive experience. It feels like it's kind of just picking up background noise, and then it has my voice. But I can point it at anything, and it feels like I'm a spy. I'm like, okay, I point it, and I can pick up a conversation from 20 feet away. So that's kind of cool. But other than that, this mic sound is okay. Do I think we'd use this for our videos? Probably not. Maybe for like an event, like, okay, we're doing a fitness event or like a vlog where you want the environmental sounds, but a lot of the time the environmental sounds are so loud. Maybe this mic would actually fix that, because a lot of other mics will pick up the main sound, but then the environmental sounds are overpowering, whereas this feels like it dampens the environmental sounds a lot more, and then you get like really good audio based on where you point it at. So like for that, maybe we'd have to test it. Be like, all right, there's 3 people or 2 people. This is on top of the camera. We're doing a vlog. Are you able to understand what people are saying as you point the camera at different people? So I think for that case, it would be really cool to get an immersive yet directional experience of a microphone. Watch. Oh, what's going on? We gotta watch this. I can pick up his audio. Oh, he left. See, like I can hear his feet, but you can't hear his feet that much. I felt like in the previous one you could hear feet, you could hear suitcases rolling, you could hear the train, everything, whereas this one just doesn't feel as immersive.
Essa mídia quer ficar tirando. Olá. Não,
Na foto da minha mãe.
Yeah, it feels more real. I'm already hearing conversations around me, whereas the XYW, MS picks up more environmental sounds. XYW does not pick up as much environmental sounds. Like I can hear cars, conversations in the background, but my voice is still the #1 audio track, but the environmental sounds are now more pronounced than ever. This is XY narrow, which is XYN, and N for narrow. My voice now sounds much more pronounced, like it's really loud. I feel like I need to hold the microphone away from me. Maybe I can reduce the gain. But now it should be narrow, which means less environmental sounds. Can you hear what I'm saying? I don't think Zach can. Say something, Zach?
Hello from behind the camera again. How do I sound? I'm talking at an above average volume.
Okay, so that's how I hear his cues. I just put the mic to it. I can hear him if I point it at him, but the environmental sounds, like I can't hear conversations. Oh, I hear a massive 18-wheeler driving away, so that's pretty loud. The question then becomes, is that distracting when you're filming a video and you have these sounds? Or does it feel more immersive? Is it one or the other? The cars driving by, people talking, there's a lot of people capturing content. It's a very, very, this is Times Square. So we'll point it at someone to see if we can pick up how it sounds. So even we can hear that. Any conversation I pointed to, you can hear it. It's kind of crazy.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Are you creating
I'm with
more?
Adobe.
Hi.
So we're doing a little giveaway here.
All right.
Have a conversation.
About
So what are we doing? We're here with Adobe, and we're doing a little creative thing where we're trying to take pictures of people and culture and diversity. This is my idea with the tour bus. I feel like if we kind of like take a photo of people up there,
yeah.
and then we can like replace their faces with something of diversity and culture and stuff like that. What do you think?
He's
Are you
cooking.
saying like you're gonna replace a white person to be colored?
Yeah, or
But
like
cats,
or
diverse
like,
cats,
we're
like a
gonna
white
make it
cat,
like
a brown
animals.
cat,
like
a blue cat.
just like different random stuff.
Shot on iPhone, edited with Adobe Photoshop.
Adobe Express. Yeah. Do you think I can get them to wave to me?
I think so. Try.
Let me see. Let me see.
Wait, maybe if I go. Alright, we just lost more.
Okay, not a good photo, but you know, we have an hour to do this, so we're just gonna keep pumping out pictures and videos and using Adobe Express. What is this, Sennheiser?
Any other thoughts? What does this look like? What are your initial thoughts on this?
It is.
It's
What do you see? What do you think of this setup?
This setup
usually,
right
usually
here.
it's down boom mics or whatever.
Yeah, I think this is very inventive, and you get like a nice workout since you don't have like the boom stand. Like it's just like
You need a long pole though, because this shot is Shervin in the shot. Yeah, boom operator's supposed to be out of the shot, but if it sounds good, it sounds
no,
good.
but he's like the main star now. If he's like
Yeah.
in it, so like
boom
now.
operator Shervin.
We're just testing this.
Yeah.
It's a stereo mic. Look at that.
Oh, this is Tribex.
And we got a
Nice.
MixPre-6 in here.
Yeah, you look like a sound guy.
I'm a sound guy.
That's funny. All right, we'll catch you.
Sounds good.
Yep. Good luck with your
Nice
sound
meeting
test.
you guys.
Yep. See you
Peace.
later.
Yeah.
simulate like a mock interview. Stereo recording is typically used in film and TV as well. So if you want one character coming from the right side and one from the left, it gives you that immersive feel.
So if someone's wearing headphones or using stereo speakers, it's going to sound like your voice is coming from one speaker or ear, and then my voice is coming from another speaker and ear. And then if I turn to talk to the left, and if I move my head and talk to the right, the audio is going to be kind of moving in their experience, and it's going to feel like they're there, versus like a regular microphone would just be the same audio in both ears, both speakers.
Right.
And what mode is this?
So this is mid-side, and to explain what that looks like a little more, mid-side is going to be your cross pattern. So you have one mic facing forward, and that's going to give you the directional field of view. That's right directly towards your source, and then you'll have the secondary mic perpendicular to that mic in a figure 8 polar pattern with the null spot in the place of the directional mic.
Okay. So someone who's dumb like me, that would be translated to this is like the 2D surface of the world, and you have one microphone pointing away from directly where the camera's pointing, picking up audio in that specific direction, so like right here. And then there's two microphones, that's one. The second microphone is pointing out this way and picking up all the ambient sound from the right and left sides on one audio track.
Right, and then that audio track from the perpendicular microphone is more of your stereo setup, so that track gets duplicated into your left-right channels. So it's kind of like a best of both worlds, where you still get a directional pickup pattern, and if you end up throwing away the stereo mix, like great, you have directional audio, and that speaker is going to sound good, and then you can bring up.
Right now it's picking up directional from us, and then the birds chirping on this side are getting picked up from that secondary mic, and it's only on this side of the track. You're not getting those birds chirping on this side too.
Well, that's why that track gets duplicated, right? So that you flip the polar pattern, or the polarity rather, in one of the tracks, so that when it gets played back into each ear, it sounds like it's coming from the right and the left.
Okay. So right now this mic is recording two tracks, two tracks, and then both tracks include whatever mic is pointed here, and then it merges that with this side on one track, and then this side on the other track.
One track is the directional. It's like each mic has their own track.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then how does the stereo audio work? Doesn't stereo need two tracks?
Right, you're duplicating the perpendicular microphone into each ear.
But there's only one track for that mic, right?
Right, that's why you flip the polar pattern, or the polarity.
Okay, so you're taking that one track, you create two copies of it, so now in the software, and then you flip this one.
Right.
And now it sounds like it was a stereo mic.
Right.
Okay, so it's not actually recording stereo audio, it's like recording log audio, and you have to go and color grade it.
Kind of, not really, but
okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
So now we're in XY wide mode, and this is where you have two mics that are native stereo, right? So you don't get the best of both worlds. If the speaker is to one side, one mic is going to pick them up more strongly than the other, because you're in the XY pattern.
Okay.
So you're kind of just stuck with the stereo image. That's the benefit of mid-side, is at least you're going to have that directional audio, and you can mix the stereo
as needed.
Yeah.
This one's mixed, so track 1 is
your left channel, and then track 2 is your right channel.
And so there's a microphone going towards us and behind the camera?
In the X pattern. So there's one coming towards me, and there's one going towards you.
Okay, so it's this way. And then there's two tracks, one's getting saved here and the other one's getting saved here?
Right.
Okay. That's why there's less ambiance.
Well, in theory, it's not going to be as wide as mid-side per se, because mid-side is going completely perpendicular, right?
Yep.
This is going forward, so it's not going to feel as wide in that sense, but it's not going to be as directional either.
Okay, interesting. So it's picking up like a generally this much audio,
Right.
whereas MS was picking up a straight line in front of it and then a lot of next to it.
Right. Exactly.
Okay, interesting. So this is XY wide.
Mm-hmm.
And then XY narrow, which is the next one, is just this, but narrow.
Yep.
Okay.
It'd be if you just angled the microphones so that they're closer together.
That's why the first one feels like I can hear footsteps and everything. Is that right?
Probably because you're hearing more like directly to the side.
Okay. That makes, I could hear conversations. I could hear like people walking. That's cool. As they were coming and then going. That's the best ambiance mode.
Maybe.
Okay.
I
cool.
can't wait to listen.
Okay, now we're in XY narrow, which is previously it was like it's picking up this audio pattern, and now it's coming closer together and it's picking up all the sounds coming from this. A little narrow, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure. XY wide might be like very wide.
And
I'm
this
gonna
is-
have to. We'll pull
we
up.
don't know the exact measurements, but
We will put the charts
from a
overlay.
high-level conceptual point of view, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, like the wide could be probably very wide, and then the narrow's a little bit
Yeah.
closer.
Okay. So then, what's the value of switching between these two modes?
Well, it depends how much of that stereo field you want, right? Because if your dialogue scene you have people close together,
Then you want narrow to minimize background noise.
you might want to minimize background noise, or you might just want to be sure that you're picking up the voices without being stuck in the wide mode with too much of the background.
And the reason that this is 4 microphones is why?
Because you have the XY microphones in addition to the directional and side
Yep.
microphone.
Okay. Wait. There's MS, XY narrow, XY wide. Those are 3 mics, or is that 2 microphones in each?
I'm not sure exactly how it's laid out in the capsule,
What would be the 4th mic?
but I guess if you wanted to think about it as completely all different mics, it would be like 2 mics per each of those patterns.
Okay.
It's kind of like 6 microphone setup.
Wow, that's a lot of microphones. So like, what? This is used for TV shows and broadcasts. Like, would you use this in a YouTube sense, like a talking head setup? Would you ever need this?
In a studio,
You'd want a directional mic only.
probably, because you can always just mix the left-right channels in post.
Okay.
I think the real benefit is when there's a generous room tone or like ambience from the outside.
Where you want that.
Yeah.
Does it pick up ambience in XY modes as well, or no? No, it does if it's in that direction,
Yeah.
but not like as much as MS does. MS is the most ambiance mode capture.
I think so. I have to look at the angle of the wide mode, but
Okay.
potentially.
I like MS mode the most.
I mean, probably because, yeah, MS, if you think about the figure 8, like it's actually facing backwards for part of it,
Yeah.
right? So it's like more 360 degree in
Okay.
that sense.
Interesting. Cool. Well, we'll have this mic link down below if you want to purchase it. And this is the Shervin Shares Reviews channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe, turn on notifications. We did the whole experiment testing all the microphones in the different modes. We'll do some ambiance tests in New York, and we'll link those videos. Just like an hour long, sitting somewhere in New York City with the environmental sounds. Just a good like background thing to play on your TV. So we'll have that link down below too. There's a helicopter. Cool.
Cut.
Cut.